can go sailing. Let's leave.
You know when you're living a moment that cannot get better? I just know that this is a moment that you'll remember forever.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sailing YABÁ. It is time to hoist the anchor and open the sails and head off. Even though we've got the sails up, and don't worry, we are going sailing. This is not procrastination. You know this boat is a work in progress. There are a few more things that I would like to check off our to-do list before we head off, and you'll see what it is in this episode, and then whew, off we go. This one over here is I tie this to the rudder or the rudder extension over here when we are anchored or moored. This gets removed while sailing, so there's not that much stress on this. It's just so it doesn't keep banging when we're at anchorage. So once I've tightened that, we come here, turn the wheel completely to the starboard side and attach this. But I thought, why are we using this rope? It's quite ugly and annoying, so I'm going to fasten this onto over here just for when we're anchored. That is now clipped onto here. Of course, this is never going to be connected while sailing. So now if we head all the way to the helm, you should be able to see it tightening. That, a bit more. There, it's tight. Of course, pull this rope onto here. There we go. And we are going to have a little ring over here that we don't have to fasten it onto the furniture with. Of course, this is always going to be loose. Literally, I can do it right now, even though this is under tension. You pull this ring over here and it's loose. We go sailing like this, and whenever we want to anchor or head onto a mooring buoy, we just fasten this and jam the rudder. Now the only way I have found that I can flip this alone, or even with the two of us, is to use the windlass. So all I'm going to do is bring it to the other side, fasten it to a line that goes up to the mast, flip it around. Of course, you can also go to the beach, flip it, scrub it, and then do it like so. But at the boat, this is how it goes. All right, I'm not sure, but I don't think that's supposed to be there. There's little living things. There's barnacles, I don't know, I think this deserves a good clean. And I was like, I wonder why this dinghy is so slow.
It's gonna be a long way home. And it's gonna take my words.
Thinking if we leave it here, it's a mooring buoy. I don't even have to worry about a new tethering line, you know? He's picking up a little dinghy so that we can go sailing. Go double check and let's leave.
Can you believe that after 3 years and a half rebuilding YABÁ and then a couple of months staying here at anchor, we are getting ready to leave sails and do a sail trial, not a motor trial.
Because I said, we're leaving. We don't know when we'll be back or where we'll be back. I don't know, we might come back here, we might say, let's anchor in the next anchorage.
My heart's beating so fast.
Either way, we've got Starlink, we've got water, we've got a bit of diesel, we've got plenty of food, so we'll see.
And we've got each other.
We've got each other, and the wind's picked up. 3:15, just in time for us to go for a small sail. I see 2 other sails on the horizon. We might meet some other sailors. Everything on the roof has been removed. Everything that's still here is the really long things, which have all been strapped together, and don't worry, they won't move. Everything has been swept under the carpet, so no one can see it, but it's actually still there. But that's something for in future. Everything else is good. I've still got to remove these boots because you got to sail bare feet. And MP has just made a link for our patrons so they can follow us live. Camera's ready. Are you ready to put the drone up while we're moving?
I'm okay putting the drone up. I just hate landing it.
All right, let's fly it to the beach then. Kayak is fastened, everything's tidied up. I think we're good. I'm really curious to see how everything's gonna work, are you?
You can see my heart beating.
Ah, so cool. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna open the 3 sails. One by one.
By one, taking it easy. Enjoy the breeze. Come back safely.
Yeah. I think we'll come back, it's 3:15. Not really worth going anywhere. Next time we will. Let's go.
Hey! Who's ready? Good luck.
Let's go. You can see everything there at the bow. Now this is also a test for absolutely everything. Is it best to have the bimini up here or rolled up? Whatever, we'll figure that out. Shall we do the first few meters together? This goes off over here, which is what we tested before. And then all we have to do here at the back, pull this pin out, and we're ready to go. Rudder is loose and P's hoisting the anchor, and soon just head out.
Woohoo! We have neighbors congratulating us. Yay! Are you guys ready?
There we go. Bye, dinghy. See you soon. MP, I said we opened the sail already. The wind's good.
Already?
We've got Young Cruiser's bungee little flag as a wind guide over there, and it's, what is that, 70 degrees starboard. Let's open the main sail and then unfurl one sail and then the other. Take it easy up here. Okay, we're free of the mussels, we're free of rocks. Wind's good. Well, no wind, but let's open the first sail, the head sail, the main sail.
Lovely. This is a moment we're going to remember forever. It's the first time
cool.
We are opening a sail to actually sail with YABÁ.
Let's do it.
You're the wind in my sails. You're the pull of the sea.
There you go.
You're the wish in the wind. You're my faithful belief. If the whole wide world was offered to me, still you'd be all.
Now we can just go by itself.
You're the first of the year, a warm kiss in the cold. You're the whisper in my ear when I need it the most. If I was
And while we're opening the sail, we have our autopilot there. I don't know if you can see with the reflection. My dad is our autopilot.
Good for now. Next.
Next!
Yep. Good, one hand. Yeah, it's good. Let me see. Oh, good.
Good?
2 sails open. I I can already see some small adjustments I want to make, but so far so good. 2 sails open, let's do the third one, and then we'll practice tacking, see how easy it goes. Okay, last one.
Last one.
Yeah, you definitely need one low friction ring further back. All 3 sails are open. Small adjustments to be made, which we'll go over. However, we're heading towards rocks and an island. So I say we tack for the first time with the engine on. Let's tack. And then we can continue relaxed and turn the engine off, and I can't wait for that moment.
Okay.
But so far so good, but we can only move that low friction ring more back. And we're gonna tack soon, go all the way back. The waves are quite big actually. And celebrate once we have that silence of sailing. Anyway, this, where shall we put it? So we can tack and already have a better shaped sail. Because there's a kind of a funny belly in the Genoa.
Do you want to change the shape of the staysail as well?
Let's have a look. Let's see. I think that's quite good.
Yeah.
Just this funny little fold I want to get rid of. This by pulling it back a bit. I didn't know they were that big. Anyway, there's rocks there, so let's tack. It's going to be some fast work, but let's tack. That should tack itself. Just 2 head sails. Let's go, and then turn the engine off.
Okay.
Are they all loose? Tighten these now. Tighten. Okay. Good. Okay. That's one. Now as we have one winch, that goes off. Unwind. And move over to the next. Okay.
Did you like this position better? Of the
Yes,
soft
but it's
shackle?
too far back, which is kind of better than too far forwards. I would like it on this one,
Okay.
but it's good to know. Let's try and already adjust it on the other side. Soft shackle magic. Ta-da! Which one did I say? This one.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That's why I love these things, and I'm so happy we went for this. So look at these sails and admire it. They're quite close hauled. What would you say that was compared to the, based on the flag, the budgie? 45, 50? No, 60 degrees? I think it's time to turn off the engine.
Okay.
Ready?
I think I'm gonna cry. This is the moment we have been waiting for so long. I think every sailor loves this moment when the engine goes off and then your silence just moving with the sails.
Boat noises.
We need more wind.
I have to go fishing. Until this moment, it has been quite hectic. We managed to go from the anchorage all the way up to the island and the rocks, which is where we went for that one day once by engine. And now we've turned around and turned the engine off, and now all the stress from getting the sails open for the first time has turned into
Joy.
we're sailing for the first time. Thanks so much for everyone who's followed us so far, because you guys know what every single boat part has been through to get here.
And thank you to everyone who believed that this moment would come one day.
4 knots of wind. We're doing 2 knots. Those knots. We're doing 2.2 knots speed at 4 knots of wind. No engine, 3 sails. You happy with that? Sorry, now it's gone out to 0.5. Imagine with like 20 knots, 4 sails.
Just a little bit more wind, but also for the first try we didn't want a very windy day, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Should I put the drone up?
Oh, this day has come.
There's one thing I was actually more nervous about than the sailing, and that is flying the drone off a sailboat. I didn't even say take off. Woo! It just took off by itself. Did it! Felt like I was on a Top Gun, you know, landing on the gun flight deck ships.
It's a mix of like relief, relaxation, joy, and it's also emotional. I don't know, cannot think of anything to say. I would like to share what I'm feeling with you, but I cannot find the right words. I just know that this is a moment that we'll remember forever. Throughout the whole rebuild of YABÁ, we've been in the most uncomfortable positions trying to find the best angle to film things to share with you. But today, it's not the case. I'm filming from here. Can't complain. Hey, what are you doing here? I don't want to be like extremely cheesy and say things like dreams come true, but that's exactly the message my brain is telling me right now. I just can't help it. Yeah. Let's not lose the tradition, right? Finally! So quiet to be yelling like that. It's inappropriate. You know, when you're living a moment that cannot get better, even though this moment is almost perfect, it can get better. Because you see that furling behind us, still missing the piece, is being sent from Rio de Janeiro, and yeah, Rio, and it's probably gonna arrive, well, whenever it arrives. Then we can install that last sail and then be with 4 sails open, and that is probably the only way that this can get any better.
It's gonna be a long way home. And it's gonna take my heart and soul,
I know we are not moving fast, but I really didn't expect a wind of 5-6 knots to be able to move YABÁ at all.
Like, we're doing 1 to 2 knots, which is slow, but we're half the speed of the wind. So with 40 knots of wind, we're flying at 20. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, this is so cool. See, 2 loops. Let's try this one. We're heading back to the anchorage now. We just had to make a loop around the mussel pot, and this allowed us to open up the sails immensely, and I feel like with more wind the sails would stay full, but I feel like this sailing for this type of long-keeled boat is so much nicer. Next time when the wind picks up, we'll definitely head out, and hopefully we'll have the 4th sail as well. It should be very, very, very cool. Massive waves, but we can hardly feel them because the boat's so heavy. I think we've got about 1.5 meters swell over here, but you cannot feel it. If you're wondering why we are sailing so upwind, I would love to test this boat in all wind angles, but for now, if we want to go downwind or half wind in Dutch, it's straight to the beach. We kind of want to stay out and enjoy the nature and feel like we're off grid. But I mean, there's no rush. It's good to test the sails when they're nice and tight as well like this, because that's when they're under most stress. Of course, with less wind, that's not an issue, but now when we sail with the sails much more open, it's going to be completely different experience. We're arriving into our bay now. It's almost sunset, and it's been very, very nice doing these tests. We still have to go out with more wind, which I'm super excited about. But let's start rolling up the sails one by one. Let's turn the engine on first, just in case, right? You can be here, making sure that when I roll it, this stays free and doesn't bash too much. I'll start with the most forward one, okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Loosen. Looser. There, better.
I don't know if you understand this, but this was our first time ever sailing YABÁ, because when we bought her in São Paulo and we navigated south, we were just with the engine and we just opened one sail just to help with balance, but YABÁ was not ready to have sails. The stays were attached to rotten wood, so there was really not a structure for that. This was the first time ever sailing with no engine and YABÁ moving. We bought her August 2020. We are in August 2024 and it's the first time that we finally sailed her, which was our goal since day one. So if this is not major, I don't know what is. I think I'm gonna cry so much tonight. Or at least sleep like a baby.
Muito legal, parabéns.
A todos, né? Obrigada, obrigada.
¿Qué quiere este perro? ¿Qué quiere este perro?
Every time we had to put the chain snubber on, I had to get into the dinghy, but I think we've fixed that. Okay, you can drop the anchor. It's nice and slow, keep going. A bit more. A bit more. Okay, hold it. Tiny bit more. Tiny. Yeah. There. Stone, where that black boy is over there. That's a stone. Stone over there, you can see it. Then there is a stone there, where that boy is. I just saw a wave break over it. Nice and cozy. But as loads of fishing boats come in this area, the big ones, we tend to just stay in the corner, at least for now, until we're off, because this is kind of our home and we let the boats come and go without having to anchor around us, because we do put out a lot of chain. So we try and just tuck in. Remember the first time when we came here, when we were like, I don't dare to anchor close to anything, and we were anchored like way out there.
But it was also very dark.
And it was dark, but now it's like,
We even did it in the fog.
I'll show you on Navionics, it's quite interesting where we are now.
Let's see there. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. If we have it any closer, shorter these lines, they rub against the bobstays, and if we have them any further, it just keeps unhooking. So we found a sweet spot. And I think we're still engaged in reverse. No, is that literally just the wind? You just turn the engine off and see what happens. No, it's just the wind. Oh guys, we went on our first sail and it was nice and calm. Next time we'll go out with more wind and a fourth sail. How would that? Go and anchor at one of those islands out there. Come. Yeah.
So now we celebrate.
You too. Group hug. Group hug.
Oni, veni! Abraço de grupo!
Whoa.
I dropped the mic.